Hello, hello, welcome back to the Sunshine Dilemma. I am Sunny, and this is a video about Phasmophobia, ghosts, their traits, and their abilities. With the Chronicle update, we've seen multiple changes, including levitating objects, all ghosts being able to slam doors, different sounds, and of course, the sound recorder is a brand new piece of equipment that we can use now. Because of the Chronicle update, there have been a lot of questions about these things, so I thought it might be helpful to go through each ghost, provide video proof of what I'm talking about as I was able to get it. Let's face it, sometimes the ghosts just don't cooperate. I have been trying to compile this information for about a week. It's taken me quite a while, and you're going to find there are some comments probably in almost every section, because as I've been editing, things have come to mind that I didn't think about at the time. So either way, whether you see it there or not, it should help you with something to look for in your own games. And hopefully it will help you with no evidence matches too. I know lots of content creators are out there and they're making similar types of things a little bit at a time, or maybe you watch your favorite streamers and you're familiar with how they do things and what they say. But every once in a while they say something that could be a little confusing, and sometimes the way someone else words it, it just sort of clicks into place. So it is my hope that this will be helpful to you as we go through each ghost. If it is, please consider subscribing and dropping a like. Spread the word. I'd love to have some more subscribers. You guys are great. But without further ado, let's jump right in with the spirit. We will drop some salt right here. Get our butt in here, get our other smudgies. Okay, we're gonna smudge it. Alright, and now we are just gonna hang out and yappity yap for a bit. Wait for it to hunt again. If you don't have smudges and you're doing no evidence, like on some of the weeklies, it's gonna be difficult to determine that you have a spirit. It won't be too much different than, say, you know what, maybe we'll go get let's go get a crucifix. Try to save ourselves some pain and anguish. It wouldn't be too different than getting like a Goryo, and to tell the two apart, you might have a tedious weight on your hands, but eventually the spirit will probably change rooms, and the Goryo wouldn't, for example. But without smudges or lighters or something like that, it's going to be really difficult to tell whether or not it's a spirit. There's no other trait other than the it can't hunt for 3 minutes after you smudge it. So I probably have a timer going, and I mean, I'll overlay one, but spirits are pretty much difficult. You might hear some people say, oh yeah, of course you're a spirit, you're kind of a butthole, or, you know, something to that effect. But, and I don't know, all ghosts can be buttholes, so that's not really something to determine it by. I've seen spirits that almost act like banshees with the way they follow you around. And then there are some that act like shades. It's really weird. I don't know. Ah, God! Oh, jeez! I feel like my soul just birthed that thing. Good Lord. That was terrifying. I don't like it when they do that. I don't know that it's necessarily supposed to be a trait of the spirit, but they do seem to do that during this 3 minutes that you're waiting for it to start hunting again. I mean, it's not constant, like, you know, a banshee might do or something to that effect, but it can be a little soul crushing when it happens. So I don't know if we'll actually hear a cruciburn down there. Because now they've patched it so that the lights don't turn off after a burn. What the hell was that? Oh, was that in there? Is it in there playing with the damn doll? Hello? Where is it? Oh, it's right there. Shadow. Go put your clothes on. So one thing about the spirit, and other ghosts too, as a matter of fact, when you smudge them during a hunt, if you use multiple smudges, like you saw me use 2 down there, they don't stack. Okay. Hunting. So as you can see, that took quite a while. I would recommend, if you suspect a spirit, to do the smudge testing a couple different times. Sometimes ghosts just choose not to hunt for a longer time. There was one time where, and you might even test it 3 times if you have the smudges. There was one time where I tested it twice, swore up and down it was a spirit, and it was like a Yurei or something stupid. It just chose to not hunt for a while. And if it's a Wraith, it can surprise you. It can teleport to you. Not while it's hunting, but just before it can. Okay, none of the salt has been walked in. I'm gonna put this here. And I'm gonna put this one here. Hello? Oh. And then I'll put this here. This one over here. Oh, shit. It has to be a Wraith because it hunted from outside of the room. It hunted from out here. But none of the salt is disturbed. And that is how you know you have a Wraith. Another thing you can do, if it conveniently shows up and events on you, you can like slip one of these under it. And if it's standing in it and it doesn't disturb it, then obviously you know it's a Wraith. Wraiths are like banshees and phantoms that are considered stalking ghosts. That's what a wraith is also considered, but a wraith actually doesn't stalk you so much as it teleports to you. So, okay, it's probably, we'll put one of these in here now. It's here, okay. Yeah, we barricaded it in there with salt. I mean, obviously it can still come through, it just won't disturb the salt. I find the motion sensors a little easier for a wraith with the lines that go across something. Like you could put a line of salt here, your motion sensor here, and then you know if it went through there. It's hard to pinpoint it with these circular ones. I mean, you look at their range, obviously. So you could do like this, and if it triggers towards the patio door, you know that line is right at the salt. So it would have had to have either been on this side of it or on the salt if this one goes off. If a wraith teleports to you, it'll set off an EMF too. You can see here that the EMF 2 is going off. There's nothing else in this area that has been thrown or touched. And here we're just going to do a quick once over to make sure that none of our salt piles were disturbed at all, just to be sure. And they weren't. We have a wraith. One of the traits of the phantom is that when you take its picture, it'll be perfectly clear. It'll say ghost, but it won't be anywhere in the picture because it disappears. Oh good, it's hunting time. See how long it is invisible for? A phantom doesn't like its picture taken in any form. Okay. Gotcha. Instantaneous. As soon as you take the picture, your ghost disappears. Again, no fuzzy in the picture. It says ghost, but there is no ghost, and it was clear as day when we took the picture. You have to give me a good Polty throw for the people. Behave yourself. Well, that's one object. Well, a couple maybe, but... yeah, so Polties, they throw far. They really have some power behind it. They can throw more than one thing at once. Look at that. See how everything levitated up? Polties can throw with the lights on, but sometimes it does work better to turn them off to watch. Here is the hunt. We'll do our best. See how it's hurling everything? in. Okay, you should not loop this widely when you do it. So basically, you see how it has cleared off the counter? Yeah. That's another good sign of a Polty. There's only just a couple items left. Oh, Jesus! There you go! That's a Polty bomb. Perfect. Perfect timing. That was almost every movable object here in Willow. Oh my god. Hello? Oh my god. Is she hunting? Ah! She is! Oh my god! Shit. Holy crap, she cheated. She done? She done? Oh my god. You meanie. Let's talk about banshees. Banshees have the scream. Or a couple different ones now. And they're especially fun when you're with a group of people because it will target one person and only hunt based on that person's sanity. And if you've ever been with a group and a ghost has hunted, walked into the room, looked at you, and turned around and walked away, Banshee. Banshees are the only ones that will ignore other players with outside of like being smudged, for example. And when it happens, you and your friend are probably just like, what just happened? And then it takes you a second to realize, oh yeah, we just got bansheed. Okay, so we are going to place this motion sensor down in different places so that I can show you how the Banshee will follow you around the house, because it'll keep setting it off. Okay, right here. All right, so there's our orb. We know where the ghost is. So we are going to listen for a scream and walk around and show you here. Actually, it was already in here. Let's go back over here in this corner. We can watch that and listen for a scream. Okay, there it is. It's here in the room now. Do you see that? Okay. Because it's following me around. Now we're going to go... We'll go back in here. Pretty sure that was one of the screams. And you saw it hit on the ghost again. It really likes to rock, I think. Wow, there's another scream. Okay, so you get the idea with the Banshee. Those are the things that you can do in especially a no evidence run to figure out that you have a Banshee on your hands. Okay, there is the paranormal scream. My understanding is that it used to say Banshee scream, and with the latest patch, this got fixed and changed to paranormal scream. It's still only the Banshee that can scream, so you know it's a Banshee. A Jinn can never shut off the breakers. Not like other ghosts. It can do it on accident by turning on too many lights. So you have to be sure that that's not happening. If your lights go out, and don't automatically rule out a Jinn. Make sure you're paying attention to those little light switch clicks. Another thing that a Jinn will do is it sprints at you, but it'll slow down just before it reaches you. Okay, she's gonna sprint. You want to give it a good distance to charge you. Sprint. We're just gonna step in this locker. There used to be something where the way I understood it was that it would try to turn off the breaker, but since it couldn't, it would leave an EMF2 reading at the breaker. But the few times that I've tried to test that, it doesn't work for me. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or if something changed along the way from where I saw that. Okay. We will hopefully get a little bit of a better sprint on this Jinn. There we go. Should come this way. Oh, Voodoo Doll, what are you doing? You're twitching. Jinn. Oh god, it's crawling. Sprint. See? That was better. Oh, we got writing. What does that give us? Oh, we have a Mare. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get its ability. There you go. That was not hard at all. So a Mare's ability is to instantly turn off a light switch. You have to wait 10 seconds in between. There's like a cooldown period or something. But it is because a Mare can hunt at 60% in the dark and 40% in the light. So it wants to keep the lights off. All ghosts can burst lights. A Mare may do it more often. It might also shut off the power on you more often, similar to like a Hantu. So if you were playing with no evidence and you get that instant turn off as fast as we did, you might want to stick around and see if you can get it a second or a third time even, just to be sure, because the Mare is the only ghost that cannot turn on the lights, but another ghost might have been turning it on just as you went to turn it on and then it turned it off. So you do want to test it a couple of times and make sure. But since we have the evidence in this one and we know that it's a mare, that is its ability. Revenants are extremely scary. They do not have to have line of sight to speed up. They can speed up by sensing your electronics as well. We are gonna take off like a shot here. Go, go, go. All right, we should hear it. Very slow footsteps. But now... Oh, shit. Ah! It saw me. I gotta run. It's gonna kill me! Oh my god. Oh, we made it. Okay. Did you see, or hear rather, how very fast it got as soon as I hit my global talk button? Instant speed up. 0 to 60, man. I might, at long last, have a shade. I do. Oh, okay. I'm so excited. I've been trying to get a shade for like 2 days. This is the last ghost that I needed to do for this little project. A shade is at least, if not more so, as boring as the Goryo. It doesn't do anything. One tip I can give you for the shade to keep it from interacting in other rooms: turn on the lights. Did you see that? How as soon as I walked out of the room, it threw something and set off the EMF? If you turn on the lights in the rooms surrounding the shade's room, it will make it less likely to reach through the wall and do stuff. It is ideal if you have the voodoo doll so that you can do this. Actually, you know what? That's really stupid. I'm gonna go get a smudge. The shade is not supposed to throw anything or write in the journal if you're in the room. It can walk through salt, but that's about it. A voodoo doll is supposed to give you interactions. It's supposed to make it touch the door or throw an object or tap a window. But because the shade won't do this if you're in the room, you can't make it do it with the voodoo doll either. It's doing something. You have to be sure he's in the right room. I don't know where that was. That was out here, wasn't it? Okay, so nope. It will still hunt, it looks like. Oops. It's alright. It was worth it. Most of my pins are pushed in on this voodoo doll, and we're gonna hope for the best here. We have a shade on our hands, and if you are standing in the room that is the shade's room, it won't do anything with you in the room. It is ideal to have the voodoo doll if you suspect a shade, because you can push pins and see if it does anything. Nothing. But if you step out of the room, immediately it starts doing something, first of all. And you hear the window tap. That's how you know you have a shade on your hands. And there you go. It's ready to hunt, and we are on our way out. Shade's threshold for hunting is 35%. If you have... Yep, we're right there. If you have the sanity board, you can check that to see what your sanity is. Shade is one of only 2 ghosts, I think, that can hunt under 50... That hunts under 50% as a given. The other one is the Dio. And the Thaye will hunt under 50% if it's aged enough. But starting off, it's much higher, of course. But that is the Shade. You can literally stand in its room all day and it won't hunt. All right, we'll see if we... It should be out here in the hallway. We'll see if we can get... All right. I don't know if you can see the white line out there. We're going to put this over here-ish. And there you go. It probably wasn't in here. But it triggers, the demon will trigger the crucifix from farther away. If you smudge it during a hunt, it cannot hunt again for 60 seconds after your smudge stick burns out. Your normal ghosts can't hunt for 90 seconds if you smudge it during a hunt, and the spirit would be 3 minutes, 180 seconds. Go right through her with our smudge. Ah. Okay, we're gonna listen, and we're just gonna stay hidden because I believe I'm out of smudges now. Yeah. But we should be able to hear that crucifix burn if she tries to hunt again. It should reach her. When I came through this up here, you can still see my breath, so I think she's... But she did shut off the power again. But I think this is still her favorite room, the hallway. Okay, there she goes. My timer said 53 seconds. But I did hit the start on it a little late because I forgot to clear it. So, but it would be right at that 60-second mark. So that is how you can test for a demon if you are playing no evidence. Before the Chronicle update, the Yurei door slam was very distinct. It was just a quick slam followed by a delayed sound. But now all ghosts can slam the door. However, recently in a stream, lead artist CJ Dixon said if the door moves slightly, like that, you know, you can cross off Yurei. A Yurei will either fully slam or fully open a door. And of course, when the Yurei slams the door, if you're close enough, it will drain sanity from you. Okay, that was an event, so it doesn't count. Shadow Ghost. I had my journal open and we missed it. Try again. Okay, slam the door. It did rattle at first. And that's fine. There was no slight movement. I mean, obviously the rattling is a little bit slight, but as far as actual movement of the door, that's all it did was rattle. And then it fully closed.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Hey, how many times did you use your abilities? 2. One of them was the one we saw, and one of them was one where I had my journal open and we didn't see it. We will just watch some doors. Slam a door. Any door. You choose. Okay. Door rattle. But that's it. That was this door. But it didn't move. It's still wide open. Thank you. It's a blood moon. I can't believe it's not more active than this. There. It rattled, then fully slammed. That's a door. Oh! Alright. So we'll just let her come this way. And we will watch her blinking and how visible she is. How did you die? Accident. Goodbye. Stupid. Okay, so she's gonna come this way. See how visible she is? That's like the TV or something over there is doing something strange. She comes. Oh. So that is the Oni. She is visible for much longer. If it is a yokai, it can only sense your equipment within like 2 meters. So she would have to be like here to sense you. Whereas other ghosts would be able to sense you from over there, probably. Okay, we'll see if she comes to us. I'm pretty sure this is a yokai. We will test it one more time. Okay, here she comes. It's a yokai. Do you see how she went? She came down the stairs and went toward the garage instead of towards the light that I'm holding. And now she went back upstairs. Any other ghost would have sensed my flashlight and come to me. Yokais are basically blind. We, at long last, have a Hantu on our hands. A Hantu hunts at 50%. It is, its speed is based on the temperature. It is very, very fast in cold rooms. So when it hunts, you will hear it fast down here. You see it's freezing. But upstairs, it will slow down. This is, however, a blood moon, so it's going to be a little faster than it would normally be. Usually, I would be able to loop a Hantu, so we will see what happens with this one. Hantus are another ghost that do not have line of sight speed. So that will be something else that you will notice, and probably one of the reasons why I can typically loop a Hantu. We're gonna make it a cursed hunt so it's longer. So here we go. Fast. Fast footsteps. Hear it? Much slower up here. Ghost. Can you come back, please? Here she comes. No line of sight speed. It is going to hunt again, most likely, but we're going to shut off the power. A Hantu can never turn on the power, much like the Jinn can never turn off the power, unless by accident. But the Hantu can never turn it on, because when it's off, that is its, like, superpower, basically. And a Hantu will tend to turn off the breaker frequently. Because the colder that the house is, the faster it is. And even when it's fast, it's not line of sight speed. But I'm hoping to be able to show you its breath. If the power is off, when a Hantu events or hunts, you can see its breath. If you were playing no evidence, a Hantu is pretty easy to spot with the hunt. You might mistake it for twins, slow twin and fast twin. I've made that mistake before. So it's good to maybe let it hunt a couple different times to make sure that it's never slow again, or, you know, especially if your power's out. Watch for the breath if you have smudges or really good at looping. Okay, hunting. Watch for breath. Here she comes. There's her breath. See it? See that little puff? Oh, Jesus. You saw it again when she ran by. You hear how quick she is in the house? Goryos are boring, and they're a pain in the ass. Because pretty much how you solve a Goryo with no evidence is you eliminate everything else. But it will never change its favorite room. So if you are playing where you get evidence, Goryos have guaranteed evidence of dots, but you cannot be in the room with it or it won't show you its dots, and you have to look at it through a video camera. So you can stand outside the room like I'm doing to try to get it. Or you can set up a tripod if you have eliminated all other possible dots ghosts. I've also seen people use motion sensors to gauge how far away from its room it's wandering if they suspect a Goryo. And you can eliminate it based on if it wanders really far. It's probably not a Goryo then, because they won't go very far from their room. Oh, did you see that? All right. I am stuck on Jinn, Goryo, or Obake. I can't seem to get freezing or orbs. I don't see those, and I haven't seen dots yet either, but the ghost is in the garage. I suspect a Goryo, but I'm having, and I know the laundry room is separate from the garage. But maybe it's too close or something. I'm having a lot of trouble. Or maybe it's because she keeps throwing stuff over on the right side, on the side of the lockers. So maybe I'm just not getting her from the doorway. But I strongly suspect a Goryo. There's her dots, right on cue. Okay, the Myling is extremely soft-footed and quiet. How you can hear all kinds of objects but no footsteps. Still hunting. That can be kind of dangerous when you have a Myling. Because you can't hear it when it's done hunting. Okay, so that is within the 80 seconds, and we have confirmed a Myling. An Onryo. We're going to top off. An Onryo will hunt after 3 candle blowouts. We had 1 that was not recorded. And it's being kind of lazy with the candle right now. Can you blow that out, please? Thank you. Okay, I'm starting a timer because an Onryo is the only ghost that can blow out the same candle within 20 seconds of last blowing it out. So I don't know if I'm better off to like walk back and forth to try to encourage this behavior, because I've tried a couple times and I haven't been able to get this yet. We are over 20 seconds now. Ah! Hi. Jeez. It's a little crawly bitch. Oh. I've never gotten flickering lights before. Cool. Is that the flickering lights? Oh. I see. Flickering lights is worth 10 bucks. Nice. Did you go somewhere else? What is going on? You're in here now. Okay. So this is a very specific thing, it looks like, that happens. I thought it was just the natural flicker of like when the ghost is around or something. Ideally, you should not be outside the house if you're waiting for that third candle blowout. So shame on me, but at least it didn't blow it out since it's lazy. Good grief. Takes forever to for the room to get to freezing too. Not that that matters regarding... Okay. There you go. We are starting our cycle over. This will be candle blowout number 1. You're not moving again, are you? Or it's doing stuff through the wall. I'm not sure which. This is one of the worst Onryos I've ever seen. Onryos will sometimes do that. They'll move to another room if there's a candle present because they're scared of fire or they don't like fire. It acts like a crucifix to them. That's why you put the candle next to a crucifix, because when it blows it out 3 times, it'll try to hunt, and then the crucifix will go off if it tries to hunt within the range of the crucifix. The Onryo test is to wait until the ghost is in hunting range, put a candle next to a crucifix, and if it burns the crucifix while the candle is lit, you know it's not an Onryo. You can rule it out. And that's how you do an Onryo with no evidence. Oh shit. We're hunting range. And she's in the bathroom. Very normal paced. Nothing clear about the Onryo from the hunt. Because it doesn't like fire, if you have a ghost that lights a campfire or a candle, you can rule out the Onryo if you're playing no evidence. I think that was number 3, but we were outside and kind of missed it. So we'll do it again. Here's 1. Oh. I don't know if that was just coincidental timing or if it didn't count the last one because I wasn't in the house. Hashtag science. Okay. We have an Onryo, and I have just come out to the truck and topped off on my sanity, and now we are going in with a fresh cycle. Try once again to get the blowout of the same candle within 20 seconds that is unique to the Onryo. Maybe I'd have better luck with all 3 of them to cover a bigger space, like, well, or even 4, so that it wouldn't be hunting, but we'd have a better chance for it to blow out the same one, maybe? Maybe? All right, we're at 76. Well, you know what? No, we'll be fine because we have candles. And they act as a crucifix for the Onryo. Doesn't even matter that we don't have power on. It'll be fine. Okay, we'll put one there. Put one right there. Whoops. One right there. And then this one right here. Oh. Oh, shit. It is blowing out a lot of candles. I think it's getting mad. It's kind of funny, actually. What was that? Oh, there you go. That was the same candle within about 10 seconds. All right. Good job, Onryo. The twins sound like 2 ghosts, but it's actually only 1. I've heard it described as a ghost with 2 different hula hoops of interaction ranges. I've heard it described as a ghost with long arms, so it can interact with something closer and then farther at the same time, practically. It's just like any other ghost with an ability. For the twins, that ability is to appear to be 2 ghosts. You can get what is called a twin interaction, which is something that it interacts with closer and something that it interacts with farther at practically the same time. And then when it hunts, it can choose to be either the slow twin or the fast twin. It can hunt at 2 different speeds. The slow twin is 90% of average speed. The fast twin is 110% of average. It can be confused with the Hantu. If your ears have trouble differentiating sounds, maybe because of your headphones or something. Get out! Well, excuse you. If you have the tier 3 paramic, sometimes that will help you pick up sounds one right after the other. It would usually be something like that phone ringing just now and then a light switch at a different range. Or a door touch and a light switch, or an object thrown and a door touch. But they happen at pretty much the same time. Hi. Okay, one thing you could do with the twins, if it shows up like this, where the hell is my... Ah, shoot. You can get your spirit box, and if you're close to it, you might say, "Where are you?" And if it says it's away, that's a good indicator of a twin. There you go. I think there's a couple things that were pretty close together, I think. So I think what we heard was a dish thrown in the kitchen and then something tossed over there, and then the whisper in the kitchen or the dining room. Very rapid succession. So I think it's doing stuff in the kitchen or dining room and the living room. Oh shit. It's hunting. This is fast twin. Run. Okay. I would like a couple of really obvious sounds. Like a window knock and a door touch, completely away from each other. Wow, I don't know what all that was. Okay, it's venting in here. Do something somewhere else, quickly. Okay, that was pretty obvious there. That was a good distance. And you saw like a couple tosses down lower left and then one up upper rightish. I wish for sanity. It should have dropped me to 50%. Oh, fast twin again. Well, that was kind of interesting because we were hearing footsteps over here, but the doors opened up. Maybe they have a long reach during the hunt, too? Is that possible? I mean, anything is possible, I guess, but... if that's true, that was something I wasn't aware of. But it seemed kind of obvious, didn't it? There's your slow twin. Gosh. Okay, and again, the footsteps are over on my left. Why are the doors to the closet opening on the right? Like it's in this hallway. Okay, so that was the 2 different speeds that the twins can hunt in. And you should have been able to hear and see some twin interactions in that parabolic mic to give you an idea of how that works. But I'm really curious about the hunting on the left and the doors opening on the right. So if you experiment with that, I'd love it if you came back and let me know how that worked for you. And if you get that with any other ghosts, because it might just be something with the Chronicle update where it's just moving the doors, maybe? I don't know. I'm interested, though. It's very, very interesting. And that's the twins. Let's talk about Raijus. Let's find a place to hide first. I'm gonna go get... I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm gonna go get more smudges. The Raiju's ability is that it is extremely fast around electronics, and it can hunt early in the presence of electronics. I don't remember what the threshold is, but I believe it is 65. Also, a Raiju will affect electronics at 15 meters, and that is how you would determine it in a friendly ghost situation. What the hell was that? Did it just bust lights or... Oh God. It sounded like a glass. Oh! There's the dots. That should be enough. Hear how fast he is around electronics. And you can call him from further away. That's because, and now he's slowed down because he's away from some of the electronics. Raiju! See how much slower she is in here, not around electronics. Okay. So that is your Raiju. I have a Raiju. And he's in the kitchen. And I'm really glad that I found another one because I forgot to mention something about the Raiju. There we go. Slow, because all the electronics are off. Heartbeat. Hear how deep that sounds? Now, we will compare it to another ghost. Okay, this is a Myling that we have, and we are going to try to compare the heartbeat sound with that of the Raiju. So we'll try to duplicate it as best as possible. Okay. Myling. Hey, oh shit, it went downstairs. It saw me. ghost model. Look at that. I don't think it's quite as deep a sound. Oh, we got UV there. The Obake has guaranteed evidence of ultraviolet. If you are playing a nightmare game, you are guaranteed to have one of your evidences be ultraviolet. If you are playing Insanity, the one evidence piece that you get will be ultraviolet. The Obake has several things that are unique to it. It can leave a 6-fingered handprint. Oh, what did you just do? It shapeshifts during the hunt. And it can choose to not leave ultraviolet evidence. Why did it stop beeping? Weird. Also, the ultraviolet of the Obake will fade quicker than other UV ghosts. Okay, right there, it chose to not leave any UV behind when it opened this door. There's your 6-fingered handprint. Okay, let's see. Does that actually give me a different picture, I wonder? Let's science this out and test. It might just say handprint again, but... I want to see what it says. And we can go in here. Oh, look at that. It says Obake fingerprint. So that's kind of cool. We learned a thing today, and it's worth $10. You watch for the shapeshift? Little kid. There, you saw it? No, it got me. It's alright, it was worth it. It's easy to miss if you have a crawling ghost, because you might not see it shift like we did just there. So, yeah.
Welcome back.
What we are going to do. Ghost. We're watching for the shapeshift. There it goes. Orb, spirit box, UV. This is a mimic. The mimic has the orb for fake evidence. So we're going to take these. And the mimic can do it. It's exactly what it sounds like. It mimics other ghosts, but not their evidence, just their behaviors and their abilities. If it's mimicking an Obake, it can shapeshift while it hunts, and it can leave a 6-fingered handprint because ultraviolet is one of its evidences. If it is mimicking a Revenant, it can be super slow and then speed up when it detects your equipment. If it's mimicking a demon, it can hunt at any sanity. If it's mimicking a wraith, it can teleport to you and kill you. It's scary. Mimics are scary, but they're also very fun. They don't like it when you break their music box. For sure. Maybe we can tell what it is. Oh shit. Ah! I think it was mimicking a polty. It was throwing so much stuff. One other thing that is very cool about a mimic is that even if you are playing on no evidence, since the orb is a fake evidence for the mimic, you'll get an orb. So if you are playing no evidence and you see an orb, you automatically know that it is a mimic. Because it's fake evidence. You do have to be very careful because the Hantu and the Onryo share two evidences that are similar with the mimic, so you always want to test it out. For example, those are the Hantu, and those are the Onryo. Make sure you test to get the evidence that you need. The Moroi can curse you through the parabolic mic, the spirit box, or now the sound recorder. Which means that even when you are standing in a lit room, your sanity will drop because you've been cursed. So we're going to top off, and then we're going to go in there and we're going to listen. We're going to listen to here. Let's take this and we'll get a spirit box response, and then we'll turn on the light and stand next to a lit candle. Oh, we don't even have to do that. That should be enough to curse us. All right, so now we're going to stand here in this room. And you saw we were at 100%. Our sanity should not go down if you are in a lit room. But because of the Moroi curse, it'll drop anyway. How do you break the curse? You take sanity medication again. But I'm not going to take it all the way. We're going to let it hunt. What kind of object do we have here? I didn't see cards, mirror. Is it the circle? I didn't see the voodoo doll. Oh, it's the monkey paw. It's the monkey paw. That's right. Okay. So that's good. We'll make a wish with that, get it to hunt, and the Moroi is very fast. The Moroi increases speed based on your sanity. So the lower in sanity you are, the faster the Moroi gets. But if you take medicine while the Moroi is hunting, you can hear it slow down. Okay, let's go see what our sanity is. I'm curious. It's only been a little bit, but you know, we topped off and then we got cursed. And you can see we've been standing in the light the whole time. and we're at 65% sanity. Another thing with the Moroi is that the smudge has a longer effect on a Moroi. Tier 1 is 5 seconds for a normal ghost. Look at all the glitteries in the carpet. 5 seconds for a normal ghost, 7.5 seconds effect for a Moroi. Tier 2 is 6 seconds for your average ghost, 9 seconds for a Moroi, and Tier 3 is 7 seconds for your average ghost and 10.5 seconds for Moroi. So it just confuses it or blinds it for longer. Okay, we can hear her footsteps at least. Okay, so right there, you saw how long it confused her for, and you heard the difference in her footsteps by taking the medication. It slowed her right down. Perfect example of Moroi's abilities and how to test for it when you're playing with no evidence. So the first thing we are going to do is see if we can get the Dio growl. The downside of that is you pretty much have to be right on top of the ghost to get it. So, but we'll try. How old are you? Where are you? Are you here? Is it here? I don't even know. Oh, she's not here anymore. Is she in here? She is. She's in the kitchen. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. Okay, let's take this in here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? That is the Dio growl. She gets temporarily confused. She's still super slow, but if I can loop a Dio, anybody can. It's kind of like really slow. It's like snail walking it around. It's going to be longer because it's a cursed hunt. I don't know if you could tell or not, but it does also have a slight difference in blinking from a normal ghost. It's not as visible quite as often as the Oni, but it is a little bit more so than your average normal ghost. And that's how you identify a Dio with no evidence. It's a dead giveaway on the hunt. Oh, Jesus! Man, stop that! I hate it when they do that. Oh. What is my sanity at? Is this a Thaye? Ah, it's a Thaye, I bet. Okay. Right. It's gotta be a Thaye. let's go see if we have the board. I hope so. Okay, so one of the cool things about a Thaye is if you have the board, it can help you determine that it's a Thaye. How old are you? 77. Goodbye. Okay, we're going to ask it again here in a little bit. So we're going to just hang out with it and age it for a bit. And that way I can show you how it ages on the board. And also that it gets slower and slower the older it gets. When Thayes get old enough, they're barely able to move. It's really funny. You can like slow walk them around a table. It's great. Once it has aged completely, it is, I think it won't hunt until like 15%. It's really low. How old are you? 92. If we encounter a Thaye again, I'll let it hunt when it's fast, so you can hear how fast it is. Another thing to mention about the Thaye is that it can be very easily mistaken for the Moroi at 0 sanity speed. So you may want to let the Thaye get line, or let the ghost rather get line of sight of you. A Thaye will not speed up with line of sight, but a Moroi will. It'll get even faster. So Moroi is the most dangerous ghost, I believe. How old are you? 97. Marco. Polo. So, if you're not aware, to get an instant hunt, you could activate the board and say hide and seek, and it'll count down from 5 and instantly hunt. You can get all 3 pieces of media off of the board: the sound recorder, video, and picture. You can ask it where the bone is, and if you get stuck where it's not listening to you say goodbye, pick it up and walk it out the front door, and that'll take the planchette away. How old are you? Okay, it's hunting. Goodbye. Hear how slow it is now. Please, I don't want to die to a slow ass thing. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the Thaye and how you can recognize that if you're doing a no evidence run. This is a fairly young Thaye running around, hunting. You can tell by her speed. Okay, so as you can see, that got to be a little bit long, but we covered all the ghosts. We covered everything that I could think of, and I'm sure I've missed some stuff, but I did try to make notes of anything that I thought of while editing and that I already know about. But there's always stuff that we are learning about this game, which is part of the fun of it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it'll give you some things to look for and try. and especially the confidence to do some no evidence runs. So thanks for watching. Please drop a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.